Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Festival of Awesomeness. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, everybody. And thank you for joining us online. I'm just glad it wasn't yesterday, because I'd be blown away if it was. Today, well, no, hopefully not, hopefully not. The weather's a lot better today, and we've got some sunshine coming through. So just before we start the talks this evening, we have Stephen Springhall, which is going to play us a couple of songs. Stephen Springhall!
Hey guys. Yeah. All right. It's been a while since there's been a crowd. It's so nice to see you all. Everyone made it through. It's great. Do you? Is that muted? All right. As Clark said, my name's Stephen Springhall. I have a couple of tunes to open the show. This first one is one of my own tunes. It's called More Than Me. He wants to see all of me. I guess that's what people in love do. I explain that I'm dirty, that it's alright underneath the nude. He says, 'cause you're all true. Nothing's service, nothing's been replaced. I'm here to better you. Someone earnest, stripping me off in a haze. But what he wants, he always gets. See, I love him more than he loves me. And I give him everything, because he can't get it somewhere else. As he loves reminding me that I am worth a little less than him and all his needs. I'm paper, he is made of steel, and I'll follow aimlessly, 'cause he is older, can tell me how I should feel. How does he get his way so easy? 'Cause he loves him more than he loves. And stuck in this rut, she's too young to say but. Each time he picks her up, he says it's a small feat, and she just wants to feel free and need, oh, to get out from her family. She don't want to, but it's what people in love do. Yeah. I need something to show me off. Spent too long staring into space. This feeling of something's lost got me all wrong, my mind all over the place. How does he wants, he'll always get. See, I love him. Oh God, I love him. I love him more than I love me. Thanks very much, guys. Cool. So this is like not the same, not a different side of the same perspective. Kind of like these stories are linked, these two. However, I'm going to be very unprofessional, and I'm going to use my phone to tune my guitar real quick, because I know, man. Can you tell I'm out of practice? Yeah, so these. It's not far out, but it's just enough that it's annoying me. So yeah, these two tunes are linked. They're not the same story, but they're different perspectives. Same, but different. Exactly. So this one's called The Man. But he was born with his eyes wide open, arms outstretched, not knowing what the world was hoping. They'd gather around his bed and fill his head with notions. They'd comment on his size, my, isn't he a prize? He carried the whole world on his shoulders. They'd look him in the eye and describe how he'd break hearts when he's older, how he'd be the man, how he'd be the man. Years old, out on his push bike, messing with the boys, not a helmet in sight. His sister ordered home nearly 2 hours ago, wrapped in pads from head to toe. He goes flying down the hill, pulls the brake back too far, loses the back tire, hits the pavement hard, hobbles home to see his father coming out, and clips around the ear and says, "Boy, I give you something to cry about. You gotta be the man. You gotta be the man. No, you gotta be the man. Gotta be the man." But 15, and he's moving quick. Had sex with a few girls, has the pics to prove it. He's got the attitude, got the whole world at his fingertips, but anything other than anger or joy don't seem to fit. He's no way of dealing with them, no experience to pull from. Anything else has been beaten out of him and then some. Taught at a young age to beat or be eaten, he runs with the crowd and lets them lead him. He's a 15-year-old girl now he sees on the weekdays. Bunk school to take drugs and shag the day away. He's not growing, not in any emotional sense. At 15, everything but his size has been stunted, but why should he care? It's all going to plan, at least that's what the TV, his friends and his dad keep telling him. If you're not Charlie Sheen, well then you're Alan. And so far the whole world keeps selling that he's the man, that he's the man. He's the man. He is a man. I revel in it now, boys, 'cause when the shit hits the fan, you've had all your toys. Now tell me who's the man. 'Cause when the ship goes down, when the ship goes down, when the ship goes down, who's the man? Who's the man? Who's the man? Who's the man? Thanks very much, guys.
Hello. So welcome back, guys. Stephen Springle, thank you so much. Oh, I've just tangled up a bit here, 1 second. So yes, once again, thank you to the Festival of Awesomeness. These are mental health talks which have been created to offer mental health tools and support as we come back out of lockdown into this busy world. Tonight we are supporting Papyrus Prevention of Young Suicides charity. There should be a link just above the live link, and there's a few links on your table as well. If you feel that you can donate this evening, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. I lost my brother when I was 16 and he was 18 to suicide. And I know how important it is to speak about mental health and to share your thoughts. I've been on my own mental health journey, and I know how important this charity is. So if you can donate tonight, that would be much appreciated. £5 will be enough for someone to answer the phone to maybe save a life. So thank you very much. I must say that I am not an employee of Papyrus. I'm only a volunteer, as you all are here this evening. Thank you for volunteering and coming down, and everyone online, thank you for volunteering. We're doing talks for 3 weeks. The first week was finding your focus. Tonight is finding your mindset, and next week will be finding your balance. So please come and join us at 6:30 next Tuesday if you can, or again on a live link. I'd like to thank the venue for having us down today. Thank you very much, Colour Factory. I'd like to thank all the speakers for coming this evening. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you there shortly. I'd like to thank Leonie, tech support, and Andy on sound and lighting, and Tato, photographer. Thank you all, guys. So mindset, finding your mindset. How do you find your mindset? Or how do you set your mind? And if you do set your mind, what tools do you use to set your mind? Do you wake up in the morning and look at your phone? Or do you take a moment? Do you leave to go to work? Or do you take a moment before getting to work? Do you leave work to come home to your busy family life, or do you take a moment before you get home and set your mind? Do you set your mind before you go to sleep after being with the family, or do you go straight to sleep? So if you don't set your mind, is it fair to say that you're still in the same mindset as when you woke up? But the only difference is by the end of the day, you've got 3 or 4 different layers of stress added. And then each day, you keep adding to this stress, and on and on and on. So, if we were to take some moments between these, a moment between waking up and going to work, a moment between coming back from work to home, a moment from home to sleep, would that make our mental health stronger and give us a better mindset? For if we were all 100-meter sprinters right now on the starting block, and the starter said, "Ready, go," you wouldn't be ready because your mind wasn't set. So that's just a few things to think about for this evening on mindset. But I'm going to introduce you to our first speaker this evening, Charmiane Fearon. I first met Charmaine Fearon about 6 years ago on a promotional job. The product wasn't very good, and we had to definitely use our mindset to get through that. And the last 6 years ago, she found her fitness, which gave her back her motivation and her purpose again. And now she's giving that motivation back to women, inspiring them to be powerful, to be confident, and be you. Charmiane Fearon, come on down.
Hi, everybody. How are we? We fabulous? Yes? Awesome. Hands up if you want to be powerful, confident, feel good, look good, and do better. That's what I'm talking about. You're in the right place. So I'm going to take you back 6 years. Now, I'm someone I've always been athletic and always fit in that sense. However, I wasn't really going to the gym or anything else like that. But 6 years ago, my life changed. I'm about to share my story with you in terms of what happened. So I actually moved into a different area. And my sisters at the time were always getting fit. And, you know, I wasn't really interested. But at the same time, my weight was always up and down, up and down. So one point I thought, right, I'm going to go to my local gym. So I went to the local gym. And I remember going to the reception. And I was going through the classes. And all of a sudden, I said to her, oh, this class looks really interesting. And my spirit said to me, this is a very popular class. It was called Body Blitz. And I said to her, I want to go to that class. And she said, that's fully booked up. I said, I need to get to that class. So she looked at me and she said, okay, what I want you to do, go up to the class. And if you're able to get in, come back down and pay me later. So I said, okay, no problem. So I went to the Body Blitz class. Well, what can I say? My body was blitzed. I was in my element. It was drum and bass, whistles, horns. I felt like I was in a party. It was unbelievable. The people attending the classes were lively. They were friendly. The instructor was just on fire. I came back down from the class, paid, and I said, I'm going to be back next week. One of the girls said to me, how did you find the class? I said, yes, it was good. It was good. And she said to me, you do realise that wasn't the original instructor? I was like, really? She said, yeah. And she said, no, the original instructor's actually broken her arm, so that was a cover. I was like, okay, but I'm going to back. I went back the next week, and I met the original instructor, and let me tell you something now. She was unbelievable. I was in my element, and I was going once a week. Once a week, over a few weeks, all of a sudden, she turned around to me and said, Charmaine, your waist is getting smaller. This is what you have to realise. I was going to these classes because I was enjoying the music. I was enjoying the energy from the instructor. I was enjoying everybody else's energy. I actually forgot what I was actually there for. And over a period of time, I noticed that I was feeling fitter in myself, a lot more healthy. I was feeling a lot more stronger. And I thought, oh my gosh, I need to share this energy with the world. Just unbelievable. So I say this to say that it's really important to connect with other like-minded people. I have this saying called nutters attract nutters. I'm a lively bird, and I need someone with a bit of fire that's really going to kind of really light me up. That's the kind of person that I am, and I like to give to other people. So that was 6 years ago. And this is how deep it got. Between Monday and Tuesday, Charmaine was going to 6 classes. I kid you not. I was blowing up my Facebook page, and I thought, I've got to share this with other people. You need to get here because this is unbelievable. At the time, I was studying interior design, and I'll never forget, I'd be running back from my classes, and I'd get to the underground, and I'd be like, move to the left or move to the right, but either way, you need to get out of my way. I've got a class to get to. That's how determined I was to get to my class. I would literally get home, drop my bags, grab my gym bag, and I'd be straight to the gym. Then what happened was Donna Kissy, that's her name. She's absolutely fantastic, by the way. She was teaching a spin class at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, oh, I don't know about that. Because I was going to class at 7 o'clock in the evening. But I thought, okay, Charmaine, do you want to feel that same energy? So at that time, I had to make a sacrifice. And that sacrifice was getting up for after 6 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, can I do it? Set my alarm. Oh my goodness gracious me. I'm telling you, the class, the beats. Can you imagine, 7 o'clock in the morning, we are going woo, woo, woo. We're going crazy. You got the drum and bass, you got the garage music. It was just on fire. I would actually go to university that same morning, and my colleagues would say to me, Charmaine, have you been to spin this morning? I'm like, yeah. Because the endorphins and the energy was unbelievable. 7 o'clock that evening, I'd go to another class, and my gym buddies would say to me, Charmaine, did you go to spin class this morning? And remember, this is like from 7 in the morning. And I'm like, yeah. Can you see it in my eyes? They're like, oh, yeah. So, oh, gosh, completely changed my life. And I was going through a lot of stresses at that time. And even now, you know, I'd send my messages to my instructors and say, I don't think you realise how much you've actually touched my life and how much you've actually changed it, because there were times where I was going through a lot of struggles with work, a lot of backstabbing at work, and, you know, just by going to these fitness classes, it just really took me to another level. So that's one of the powerful things that I always say to people: connect with those that will connect with you, because it'll make a massive difference. So fast forward now 6 years on, I've been using my social media platforms to inspire and empower others to do the same, because I'm like, I cannot keep this to myself. I need to share it. So on my WhatsApp status, on my Instagram status, and on my Facebook status, a lot of people know me as the wakey wakey, don't you know, it's get up time. So I'm kind of known as the wakey wakey early morning bird, because I get up for about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'll just do my statuses just encouraging and saying, come on, this is gym time. You need to get up, you need to do it. What also happened was, a few years after that, I then moved to another area and I changed job roles, and it then made it difficult for me to go to these classes. Logistically, it just wasn't going to happen. I couldn't make it at those times. So I thought, okay, there's another gym I can go to, and I put it off, and I kept putting it off, and I kept putting it off. And the reason why I put it off was because I thought, oh my gosh, I don't have my community behind me anymore. I'm going to be going there by myself. And I thought, right, okay, Charmaine, you need to set a date. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go on Monday. I'm going to make sure that I get my locker pad for the lockers, and I'm going to go. So I went to the gym, and I'll never forget, I was looking at the board of all the instructors, and I looked them up and down, and I thought, okay, who am I going to go with? And there was this one instructor that really stood out to me. And I thought, oh, yes. Because I like someone hardcore. I like someone that's really going to push me. So a lot of the times I'll train with a lot of the male instructors. I'm not into this little girly thing. I want to be doing my push-ups, my sit-ups, hardcore, and show ladies that we can do it as well. So I never forget this particular instructor. When I actually went to the gym, he was actually teaching a class. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, okay. I said, I love your energy. I was actually just looking at your picture on the wall. I said, what classes do you do? And there was one class he taught at 6:30 in the morning. And I was like, okay, we're doing it. And again, my energy was just on another level, and I would go to the classes 6:30 in the morning. Again, logistically, when I changed jobs again, I had to change the dynamics of that. So one of the things I just want to say to people is procrastination. Procrastination is the one thing where you say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. You know, I'm still thinking about it.
Tomorrow never comes.
It never comes. It never comes.
Later.
It is later. It is later. It has no expiration date at all. Exactly. Okay? It is, and I want you to really think about this, it is the graveyard, okay, of unexperienced blessings that have been eulogized by our excuses. That's really deep. Think about it. Procrastination, okay, is the graveyard of unexperienced blessings eulogized by our excuses, because we say we're going to do it tomorrow, we're going to do it tomorrow, we're going to do it tomorrow. So people say to me, oh, Charmaine, I want to be like you. I want to have the motivation, you know, and it's like, you know what? One of the best things I can really advise people is, first of all, say to yourself, why do I want to do it? Okay, what is it you want to get out of it? How do you want to feel? You know, when I get up, and I'm getting excited already. When I get up, seriously, I feel like I'm when I get up in the morning and I put on, it never comes. When I get up in the morning and I put on my outfit, if you can imagine when you're going to the Oscars and you put, ladies, and you put on your little black dress and you put on your Ruby Roo red hot lipstick and you look and feel hot. That's how I feel when I get into my gym outfit, okay? I set my alarm the night before. I make sure I've got my gym clothes packed. I'll also make sure that I pack my work clothes, because of the time I start work, I have to get up early in the morning, go to the gym, and then go straight to work. I set the alarm. My eyes just ping open first thing in the morning. I put on my clothes. I get my phone out. I do wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Don't you know it's your time, my time, our time. Get out your bed. Let's do this. Let's go. And that's what I put on my social media to get people out of bed. When I go to the gym, I even will get some of my colleagues come on camera. You know, I've worked with certain colleagues whereby one of them was a mother of 3. You know, another one, she would have her husband look after the kids while she was there. I'm like, guys, there's no excuse. The excuses are here. You either want to do it or you don't. We don't do excuses. You need to get up and you need to show up. And that's what it's about. So, woo! It's true. It's true. And, you know, that's one of the things for me that really gets me up in the morning. And, you know, there's times when I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to get up. But then there's a voice inside of me that says, do you know what, Charmaine? It's not about you. You know, and one of the powerful things is during lockdown for me, I always post things on my WhatsApp each morning. A lot of the times I'll put these prayer declarations and motivations to really motivate people. And during the lockdown, I hadn't done it for a while, and I was posting about 8, 9 o'clock. Majority of my posts always got by 6 o'clock in the morning. And it really touched me. One of my friends who I also met doing promotions sent me a voice message. He's from Liverpool. He's so cheeky. And he said, hey, he goes, what's going on, Bab? He said, you know, your WhatsApp statuses, what's going on? They're not going up at 6 o'clock. And I was like, you what? And he was like, yeah, what's going on? And I thought, oh, my gosh. And it really made me realise just how much people and friends are actually watching you. And that really shook me up. So I was like, okay. So I made sure that, you know, I was posting up my statuses 6 o'clock. And he was even like, you know, what's going on? I'm not seeing your workouts. I'm not seeing your statuses. What's going on? I'll have other people saying to me, Charmaine, I'm not seeing your workouts. So even during the lockdown, you know, I made sure it was my responsibility to make sure that I was recording videos. I was putting them up on my Instagram posts, putting them up on my Facebook posts. I have females contact me, guys contact me saying, Charmaine, oh my gosh, I can't do that move. I want you to be my personal trainer. And, you know, I was like, oh, that's not what I want to do. I'm just here to motivate and inspire. I just want to show you what's possible. And then as time went on, it was like, you know what? If there's one thing I would do, whether I got paid for it or not, it's my fitness. It's a joy. It's a blessing. And I thought to myself, Charmaine, you need to do this. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get my qualification, and this is what I'm actually going to do. Because it's all about blessing people. It's touched me so many times when, you know, I've gone out. There was one particular time I went out, and I remember there was a guy that I had met months ago, just in a bar, and I was out in this particular area, and he recognized me, and he said to me, and he's a big guy, you know, really muscly, and he said to me, you've changed my life. And I was like, what? And he goes, do you remember me? I was like, yeah, I remember you. And he said, you've changed my life. I said, what do you mean I've changed your life? And he said, seriously, the way how, he said, Charmaine, I've been going through some things. And he says, the way how you have motivated me and touched me, it's been unbelievable. And he said, I cannot thank you enough. So it's little moments like that. And I'm like, wow, you know, this is really having an impact, and it really does make a difference. So one of my motivations in the morning is, you know, to get up to inspire and to empower others to do good, be good, feel better. The main points that I give to people is, you know your why. Why do you want to do it? You know, how do you want to feel? How do you want to look? You know, commit to a date. Get yourself a gym buddy. You know, get yourself an accountability partner. I have an accountability partner for different areas of my life, whether it's through business, whether through fitness. You know, this evening I was due to have my meeting with one of them for 7 o'clock, but she knows I'm doing this talk, so we've rearranged for tomorrow. You know, and we're part of doing objectives. Hello, exactly, today. For the past 2 weeks, as much as I'm an early bird, you know, there's early and there's early. For the past 2 weeks, again, I'm part of another business group. And for the past 2 weeks, we've been doing prayers at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an early bird. But I thought, no, Charmaine, you need to be disciplined. So for 2 weeks straight, getting up for 5 o'clock, in the meeting from 5 till 5:30. I might slip off or sleep again, then I get back up again, do my declarations, I do my prayers, I do my gratitude lists, I do my affirmations, I post what I have to do to my statuses, and then I'll do my video and let people know it is time to get fit. The gyms have now reopened. This is the first time I haven't actually gone back to the gym yet. I'm still training at home. And whilst I'm training at home, I will still post my videos, you know, on my social media to encourage people. Because I've started a new role lately, you know, time has been a bit challenging. However, I still continue to push through because I know that I've got a responsibility to, you know, encourage other people. And one of the things I just want to say is, you know, when you're focused, okay, distractions will look like opportunities. Yes? When you're unfocused, did I say that right? When you're unfocused, distractions will look like opportunities. When you're focused, okay, you'll be able to see the distractions. So this is why it's really important to be focused in terms of what you're actually doing and what you want to achieve. I connect with the right people on purpose, for a purpose. I was coming back from work last week, Friday. Just got off the tram. All of a sudden, I got an update on my phone and Sean T went live. Oh my goodness gracious me. I'm telling you, I wanted to drop my bag. He was doing a workout because it was his birthday over the weekend. He was doing a live workout. I wanted to drop my bags off in the street and start working out. He was doing this dumbbell workout. That's how excited I was getting. Another tip I would give to other people is purposely set yourself a funky playlist. You know, if I'm going to be training at the gym, it's really important, first of all, to have a plan. There's times whereby I've gone to the gym and I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I'm the type of person, I like to do classes and I like to do the gym as opposed to the gym. The times when I've gone to the gym and I haven't had a plan, I've just walked around aimlessly. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. So it's important to have a plan, you know, in terms of what you're going to do. Have a funky playlist that's going to push you, so when the pain hits you, you just push through even more, because that really, really helps. Gym buddy, accountability partner, stay committed to yourself, and I guarantee you 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, you will start to feel the difference. If you don't want to do the gym, the most important thing is you need to find what works for you. If it's through dancing, whether it's yoga, whether it's steps. I have my Fitbit watch. And so for me, you know, as much as I do my training in the mornings, I need to make sure that I do my 10,000 steps. If I get home and I'm nowhere near my 10,000 steps, Charmaine is walking around the block until she's done the 10,000 steps. And I need to do it because that's my discipline and that's my commitment. So purposely find something that works for you, okay? If it's through dance, you don't have to do the rigorous gym thing. For me, I do it because of the way how it makes me feel. Okay, I feel good on the inside, I feel good on the outside. The strength, my core strength, I have to say, it is insane. I love it, you know, and it is. And, you know, I'm always pushing myself to be better and to do better. You know, and that's just something that I just want to encourage each and every one of you to do. But first of all, it starts in the mindset. It really does. I want to share one of the declarations that I do every single morning. I've actually been doing it for the past probably more than 2 years, actually. And it really encourages me, and I hope it encourages you. All right? Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? All right, okay, this is it. I am strong. I am powerful. Oh, hello. No, I'll just do it. I can give it to you later if you want us. I can give it to you later. I am strong. I am healthy. I am in shape. I weigh what I'm supposed to weigh. I'm full of energy. I am secure. I'm talented, I am confident, I am happy, I have a good personality, people like me, I am fun to be around, I am a person of excellence, I am full of integrity, I am successful. I am prosperous. My it's all right. I am prosperous. My children are mighty in the land. My legacy will live on to inspire future generations. I run with purpose in every step. I am blessed. I am victorious. I am a child of the Most High God. That is what I'm talking about. Amen. Be powerful, be confident, and be you. Thank you very much.
Good evening again, guys, and welcome to, is it part 2, part 3? I don't know, I'm having so much fun, I've lost track. Two, thanks Lee. So welcome back to part 2 of the Festival of Awesomeness Talks for Finding Your Mindset. Stephen is just going to sing us a song before we have an amazing speech from Chris Fitchew. But here's Stephen to start us off.
Oh yeah, go for it. It's the magic rope. That's it. All right. That's okay. I think I got it. Got that? I ain't gonna lie, guys. I ain't got nothing on the same energy level as Charmaine was giving out. I got nothing all the way up there. I'm gonna do it my way. Spend these days on wires, waiting on a mood to settle in. And I seek refuge by the choir, hoping they'll drown out the sirens. And here there are no hearts on fire. Everyone's too busy looking in. And here you'll find wandering eyes, searching for a place to hide for a while. Oh, but babe, I just wanna fall in love with you all over again. But babe, can't we just be in love? And in the city of desire, and they all seem to come up short. I guess I'm looking for a fire, 'cause my mind keeps moving north. And dreaming of gray and dreary days, forging shelter in the bed, feeling the building heave and sway, wondering if the storm will ever rest. Oh, but babe, I just wanna fall in love with you all over again. But babe, can we just be in love? Will we make it through these changes? 'Cause I feel like I'm losing you. And I pray at the end and you'll say, meet you back where we started from. Spend these days on wires, waiting on this mood to settle down. And I see him bound to the quiet, hoping that a ghost might call around. But babe, I just wanna fall in love with you all over again. But babe, can we just be in love? Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Woo! So once again, guys, welcome back. We're having a few problems with the live stream at the moment. It's flicking in and out, but just to let you know, it is being recorded, so we're going to let it back out tomorrow evening at the same time, so you can watch it uninterrupted. There has been a couple of interruptions, but we're back on, so thank you very much, tech team. And once again, everybody in the audience tonight and everybody online, we're raising money tonight for Papyrus Prevention of Young Suicides charity. If you could donate, the link should be just above your live link or on your tables. Any donations you can give would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Chris Fitchew. Just going to intro you, Chris. He's up already. I first met Chris when I went to Wonderment to play the handpan. The Wonderment is as it is. It's a wonderful place of wonderful moments. Chris and Jess created this together. They created it 2 years ago, but last year when other festivals couldn't carry on, they had the right mindset to push it through and still get the festival up and running. And it was one of the most, well, it was the best weekend of my life last year, and it was amazing. Thank you so much, Chris and Jess. Thank you. Chris has so much passion, love, and generosity to give, and he's here tonight to share his story with us. Chris Fitchew.
Let's hear it for Clark, everyone. Thank you so much, Clark. And thank you so much for everyone who's put this event on. And of course, Papyrus and all of you guys who have joined us tonight. And hello, everybody who's joining us on the live stream, if you are there. Hi, Mum. And so, yeah, I'm going to just share my sort of journey with you guys. Some of you may find it resonating. Some of you might be inspired. Some of you might agree or disagree, but you can only, as Charmaine said, tell your own story. And it really, yeah, as Clark said, I have a beautiful, well, I don't know what to call it sometimes, a brand, a platform, a community, a family called Wonderment, with the beautiful Jess, my beautiful business partner who's sat in the audience. But I have a beautiful team behind me that create Wonderment. I'm also sort of producing, as we speak, Soul Pride, which I'll be speaking a little bit more about later. But I came about this really by many, many things. And, you know, in the last 20 years in my sort of career, I've done it all. I've been a comedian, I've been a wedding planner, I've been an events planner, I've been a writer, I've been anything you could think of, I was doing it. And it was that time in the sort of mid-30s when I was like, what am I doing? I'm doing everything and nothing. I'm not really succeeding in anything, and I don't really know where I am. And my mother in my ear, like, you spread yourself too thin, Chris, as she always used to say back at school, because I am one of those people that does a lot of different things. But actually, a few years ago, I actually realized I had a bit of a aha moment when I was like, you know what? They're all very different, all completely contrasting, mini careers in all, jack of all trades and master of them all. But ultimately, I was like, what is the common denominator? What am I doing? What am I here for on this planet? And I'm sure we've all had those moments like, why are we here? What are we doing? What's our purpose? What's our raison d'etre train? There's a train. And I was like, oh, everything is about bringing joy to people. Like, you know, whether it's marrying them or making people laugh in a comedy audience, or whether it's putting on amazing events with themes where people can come and have an absolute ball, or whether it's doing our amazing Wonderment, which really is bringing joy to well-being. And I was like, you know what, that's okay. That is okay. That train is not okay. Charmaine, you didn't get this many trains. You got the heckler on the front row, though, so we're quits. I was like, that is okay. And I was like, even though I'm bringing joy to everyone, I found it quite cringy. I couldn't, own it or couldn't be it. I was like, yeah, I bring joy. Yeah, joy. Because I had a bit of a problem with the word joy. I don't know about you, but joy is hard, especially in England, where we're English people, and it's really hard to sort of own joy and grasp it and do it without feeling bad or feeling like that you shouldn't be having joy because, But ultimately, joy is healing. Joy raises our vibration. Joy protects us. Joy enables us to pivot from all the opposite emotions, such as sorrow and anxiety. And, here we are talking about mindset. And my biggest thing in life has been to always pivot to joy. I've always done it. And I had to sort of address, why have I got a funny thing about the word joy? And so I thought I'd go back and look, from when I was a child, from when I was born. And I don't know if you've heard this, but they say that the day you are born, in the 365 days, almost depicts and dictates what kind of a life you'll have and how you're going to lead every single day of your life. For example, poor old January the 10th, a little bit glum, a little bit sorrow, bless him, got a lot to tweak in his life, a lot to work with. Or, like that August child who's just raring to go and just, yeah, I'm ready, I'm here. And I, ladies and gentlemen, was born on Christmas Day. So as you can imagine, I was born in joy to the world and all of the above. And I was basically born on Christmas Day. I was a middle child and I was gay. Honestly, guys, and people say to me till today, they're like, oh, well, when did you realize you were gay? Darling, I triple pirouetted out of my mother on Christmas morning when the freezer and the chicken was on defrost. And I was literally, I was there, born amongst the Christmas glitter and the smoke and the lights. It was like stars in their eyes, seriously, on that Christmas day. But of course, being born on Christmas Day with all that wonder and joy, I mean, guys, honestly, I'm going to let you into a little secret. This is how my life started. It wasn't until the age of 4 that I didn't think that Christmas Day was Chris's day. Being called Chris, I was like, I thought it was all for me. This whole pomp and ceremony and the lights on the tree and the decoration in our house, and everybody gets a present on my birthday. My poor brother and sister, born in April, just got a Ghostbusters cake and a trip to the local sports centre. I had the whole shebang, ladies and gentlemen. The villagers put up lights for me on my birthday. I had an advent calendar countdown to my birthday. So you can imagine with all of that, imprinting on you. And but also, as we know, Christmas Day has not just a load of joy and fun. It also has a lot of other things to contend with. I disappointment with the presents. I perfected the art of opening my crap presents when I was a child. I would be there opening Transformers and cars and things, and I would look over with present envy at my sister, who had the Sylvanian families. I was like, I would love that. Of course, also on Christmas Day, where, it's over excess and gorge and quality streets. And so you can imagine where I'm going with this. My life kind of began in all of this. And I kind of had to navigate my way through, especially when I realized the day that I wasn't born on Christmas Day. Can you imagine the trauma of working out that Jesus is not all about you, that Christmas is not all about you, and Jesus stole your birthday? It was, I was 4 years old, and there was a nativity play on Christmas Day, and I got the role of a shepherd. A shepherd. Let me put it out there to you, with a tea towel and a dressing gown. And there was like Angel Gabriel in this beautiful net curtain and the tinsel, looking down in all her glory, Rachel Carmen. I haven't forgot. And there was me. And the only redeeming factor was that as a shepherd, I insisted that I had an Ellaroo wuzzle instead of a sheep to take around that church as we proceeded to give baby Jesus those presents. But at the end of the nativity play, I kid you not, we were all sat down in front of the church, and the vicar said, "Girls and boys, whose birthday is it today?" I put my hand up so high, and I was like, "It's mine!" And to the vicar's dismay, where he was literally bright red, knowing, no, Chris, I mean, like, who else's birthday is it? And, of course, Rachel Carmen, the angel Gabriel, got the question correct with baby Jesus. And I was confused because the whole congregation was laughing their head off. So, as you can imagine, I was a pretty... things started quite interesting for me. And then, of course, I then went to primary school. And I remember very early on feeling and thinking that I was different. I was different to the usual boys and girls. I remember so vividly, you know, on Friday we'd have mix-up where we'd all get to choose something to do, whether you played, you know, in the arts and craft or capacity corner, or all of the boys played in the sandpit with the cars. And all of the girls played dress-up in the Wendy house. Obviously, I wanted to go and play dress-up in the Wendy house, but my little tiny mind knew that I actually had to, because that's what was required, to play in the sandpit with these cars, with the boys. And so as a little mind, it was the first time I started to realize that actually in life we have to do a bit of pivoting, as I call it. Pivoting. And doing a few things to tweak the mindset so you're not playing cars, getting bullied by boys, and having an awful time. So I'd play for 10, 15 minutes with the boys, nail the cars, nail all the sandpit, have an absolute ball, and then leg it over to the rainbow, to the Wendy house, run in and go, "Girls, what have I missed?" As we'd all play this dress up and have an absolutely amazing time. And the joy that was created in there. But as a little tiny Chris at 5-year-old, working that out was quite a lot. And then I would then proceed to go home. And I remember very vividly also that really my next door neighbor but two, Kirsty Bennett, I would go round to her house, and I'll never forget, she had two beautiful bridesmaid dresses. One peach and one lemon meringue, lemon sherbet color, like a beautiful yellow. And I was like, "Oh my God, please, can I try on your lemon meringue dress?" And she was like, yeah, of course, but don't let my dad see her, because boys aren't allowed to wear dresses. So I was like there in my little tiny mind going, okay, fine, popped it on. And the joy that was had, I was just having an absolute swell time, just spinning around and just being fabulous in this beautiful lemon meringue dress. And then, of course, up comes the dad, who is also the village policeman. "Quick, get under the stair, get under the bed, hide, he can't see you." And I was petrified, legged it, got right under the bed, petrified, shaking, wearing this yellow lemon meringue dress, feeling fabulous, but scared. And I was under there, and I was like, and then I'll never forget his head appearing. "What are you doing? Get out under that bed." I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. I was so traumatized, so upset. You know, I took off this dress while he was beckoning me to take it off, and I went home and basically had years of therapy after that to deal with it. But ultimately, that moment was really defining, because I knew that I was having to sort of navigate my way through life and redefine my own mindset to fit in a world that wasn't allowing me to do X where I wanted to do Y. But you make it work, don't you guys? Like, we all have our lot given to us, don't we? We all get given a deck of cards. We're all born on a certain day of the year, where my story is that someone else has a different story with different, traumas to deal with as a child. And I think that, there's loads of joy in my life, and I'm a joy seeker. I'm always wanting to find, the most beautiful setting, the best holiday, have the best friends. I yearn for that Christmas Day joy, but at the same time, when you have too much joy, you can understand and imagine that actually you might pivot over, you might tip over the edge. And I really like to think that our lives are almost like a smorgasbord of emotions and feelings, like a hot and cold buffet, a tapas, where we're all just sort of taking what we need when we need to survive in this world. Like a sort of a motherboard on a spaceship where you've got all these knobs and tweaks where you have to literally work out which one to dial up or which one to dial down. You think that it might be, I'm going to stand my ground and wear that yellow dress and tweak up the joy factor. But then no, you get crashed down, you get put down. So then you have to, sort of tweak up the comfort factor and get yourself out of these situations. It's like, DJs where they have a huge DJ console and they're dialing up the treble and the bass to try and make it sound amazing. And we all know that when DJs are pretending to dial them up, and some of them have even got CDs of the mix pre-done, when we're faking it, we're not really addressing all of these different dials, it doesn't work. And I found this out. Throughout my life, and I'd love to just share you with the journey where, that got me to where I was today. I then went to school, high school, and started spreading myself thin, as my mum used to say. But actually, it was me hiding behind the fact that I did not want to be caught being gay. It was a big deal to be gay in Derbyshire in the middle of the 90s, post-Thatcher, post-HIV AIDS was coming out. If you were gay, you either had AIDS, or you basically were going to die, or you were basically going to, come on to you. It was just horrendous. And I spent the whole time going, if I am caught being a homosexual man by someone knowing, and don't get me wrong, people used to shout gay boy, because I would be hanging around with girls. That was the telltale thing again. I knew if you hung around with girls, you were gay. And it was like, oh my God, so now at school, I have to get on with all the boys and play rugby. I hated rugby, but I faked it till I made it. I acted like I was a good rugby player, and I was just like, yeah, come on, lads. Same as the carpet, same as the sandpit. It was exhausting. And then I was like, well, if I get on with everybody and I pivot, as I do, the gay way, let's pivot, rather than getting beat up or miserable or sad. If I get on with everybody, I'll be all right. I'll be in disguise. For example, I joined all of the clubs. I was like the house captain. I was the student representative. I basically was playing the double bass and the violin in the bloody orchestra. I would walk down the corridor with a double bass, rugby ball, my notes for the debating society. And honestly, it was exhausting. My mum, you spread yourself too thin. I was like, I'm finding joy. I'm just getting on with it, And I do appreciate the fact that I was able to do that, but not everybody is, and it is exhausting. Not everybody's born on Christmas Day with that tapas and those shiny bright lights to be able to have a backdrop of your life. And I'm grateful now. It took me a long time to pivot my mindset to just make it work. I then came down to London and went to drama school and realised in London I could be gay. So I was gay. Really gay. Really, really, really gay. Full of joy, full of gay, I was the gayest thing that London ever saw. I did what all the gays do. They have to fit in. So what do? They go to the gym. You've got to look gay if you want to be gay, if you want to have gays. So I had the best body, the six-pack ripped. I was traveling around the world. I was having so much joy. Joy. My joy dial was turned up. And as we know, ladies and gentlemen, what goes up must come down. Yes, oh yes, darlings, down. And this was, am I, 1, 2, I've exhausted the microphone. Or is it like the Oscars when they turn your mic off when you've said too much? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah? Is that it? 1, 2, 1, 2. No, maybe turn it up. 1, 2. Sorry? Can you hear me? Oh, fine. So I got to that point, and I'd, done all that thing with my body, my physical. I'd perfected myself. I went out there and I was the bee's knees. And then all of a sudden, as things tend to do, and the joy dial is dialed all the way up, it got to that point when I was like, okay, I was doing my events, creating all that joy for everyone, being the joy bringer, doing the weddings. I was on TV as a presenter. I was spreading myself too thin, as my mum would say. I was jack of all trades. I was just doing it. But it got to that point, and I'm sure everybody's had this time when you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm feeling like I'm going to fall over the edge. I had a complete dark night of the soul, as they call it. At the end of my Saturn return, or whatever you want to call it, I was in trouble. And I really realized that actually I had to then now work out how to save myself. And so I went into, at first, my soul. And we've done the body, and now we're on the soul. And it actually happened when I did this amazing comedy show for 400 people. And this lady came up to me afterwards. I thought I'd smashed it. I was, on form, and I was doing all I was doing, hosting this comedy show. And then afterwards, this lady came up to me and she said, "You were amazing, but you need grounding." And I was like, "What? Grounding?" And she was like, "You need to ground." And then right there in the audience after the show, she literally did some energy healing on me, and she grounded me. And I felt it. And I was like, "Oh my God." She was like, "You were just up there, I was like, "Oh, but, I am up here because I'm like being this joyful thing and doing all these things and chasing my tail." But she grounded me. And from that moment on, I knew that I had to do other work other than the body, trying to be the person that everybody knew and bringing joy to everybody. So ultimately, I grounded myself. I learned how to energy heal. I started reading books, doing the self-help, doing the healing. It took me all around the world. I went to see John of God in Brazil, who is this great healer. I worked with Amma in India, and basically went to every practitioner I could to try and heal me and save me, because, I don't know, my life trajectory was just going to go down. And before it did, I had to do the work. And I think everybody has that moment in their life where you just realize you have to do the work. You have to sort yourself out. You have to pivot. You have to get your mindset sorted in whatever way. And it's all so unique to everybody. Some people don't like the spiritual mumbo jumbo. Some people go straight to the mind, to the psychotherapist. That happened to me a few years later. I went to Brazil to work with plant medicine in the Peruvian Amazon jungle, thinking that I need to search even further out. I was searching, what is going on? How do I help myself? Had the most amazing, profound 3 weeks in an ayahuasca retreat, and had the most amount of joy. Again, saw things that made so much sense to me. It gave me my position and understanding of myself on the planet right now, in the universe. But then again, as the joy was cranked up, and the wonder and the brilliance went to the stratosphere, I realized actually I did one too many ceremonies, and I fell off the face of the earth again. I literally saw the worst kind of hell you can imagine. I was shown the most bizarre things, not about myself, but about the world. I was dismantled with my very understanding of the being of the world and the universe. And again, when I left there, I wasn't okay. I really had to mend myself from that experience. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody, on my worst enemies, but ultimately, we have to, go through these things individually of how we need to. I did feel quite brave as I kind of came out of it. I did kind of see the point of it, because through the destruction that I did to myself through doing this experience, and the whole story of the ayahuasca ceremonies is a whole other talk, but through that healing, I had to meet the most amazing healers to help me. I met energy healers. I met wisdom sharers. I met alchemists. I met crystal people. I met everything I could. And the outcome of that was to create Wonderment. And I decided when I was starting to feel much better, I was like, you know what? Healing doesn't have to be traumatic. Healing doesn't have to be, out there. You don't have to go to Peru to try and work things out. The healers, the brilliant people are all here. They're all here. They're surrounding us. They're around us, whether they're in London or around England. And I wanted to celebrate and elevate all of those amazing people that had helped me. So I put them together in this beautiful community called Wonderment. Thank you. And, it's been so beautiful to see how it helps others. During lockdown, it took, 2 weeks into knowing that the virus was here, Jess and I decided that actually we need to put all of our events online to be service to the community and service to others. And so we put together a beautiful online program, which, has helped so many people. People have messages from all around the world saying how much it actually saved them from their own hell during lockdown. And we managed, as Clark said, to pull off doing one of the only events last year through tenacity, hard work, and jumping through many red tapes and hoops. You all right? Cheers. And then subsequently, since that, we have also began Soul Pride. Now, Soul Pride, even though Wonderment's so diverse, so inclusive, there's a whole plethora of beautiful people who come. It really is, it was sort of came to me that there wasn't really anything specifically to hold space in a safe way for the LGBTQIA plus and allies community. The queer community. I was like, who else is doing anything that can help people that are having to pay thousands of pounds, on remedying themselves from people finding them under beds with beautiful yellow meringue dresses? Like, who else is going to help, correct this, all the disparagement and create a beautiful place where, the queer community can come together and heal? So we will be doing Soul Pride in July, which will be our first event, and it really is for anybody to come to, and also obviously allies as well. It's important that it's an open house, it's an open family where we can all just heal together and we can all do the work in order so we can come into circle to heal, to be empowered, to go back out into the world and be stronger and be more empowered. And so I don't know, I'm rattling on. Am I right for time? Am I good? Is everyone else all right? Are you okay? Yeah? So, I just want to really just say about the pivoting and the mindset of bringing joy, but not too much joy, Or if there's too much joy, pivot it with other aspects of yourself that can support it. Grounding, centering, reaching out of your own joy and creating joy for others. Creating communities. What we've found this last year, more than ever, the gift that we've had of this beautiful pause from lockdown is recognizing more than ever that human beings need community. Oxytocin is the hormone that's secreted by the and I never remember this, one of the glands in the brain. And it's actually it's sort of like the thing that makes us feel joy, feel love. The oxytocin hormone is secreted when giving birth for ladies. It helps them actually open the birth canal, increase the uterus so that babies can come out. It's also the hormone that's created during love, when a man and a woman are making, or a man and a man are having a beautiful, magical, lovely time. It's also a beautiful time when people have romance, but it's also laughter and joy. Oxytocin is really the most beautiful hormone ever. It works in opposition to adrenaline and to, what's the other really nasty one? Sorry, I'm really distracted, sorry. By you two having a chat. Okay, sorry, it's so distracting. by cortisol and adrenaline, and it really is something that we can all get out. It's also the morality molecule. Oxytocin is the thing that brings us together in our communities. It makes us recognize that we should and really ought to be in tribe. The Ho'oponopono prayer also depicts this. So over in Hawaii, many centuries ago, communities came together in circles whenever there was any issues going along with any of their tribe members. You know, if they had to pivot, if they had to re-collaborate a mindset that was drifting off, i.e. if people had done something wrong, for example, within the tribe, rather than the rest of the tribe, turn against them or bitch about them or punish them, the tribe recognized that that individual had done something wrong, but they recognized that it was everybody's wrong. There's no I in team. And I always say with communities, whether it's friendship circles or families or communities like Wonderment or any other community, it's like we're all on a plate. If you imagine peas on a plate, and we're all different peas, and if one pea should fall off, then all of the peas will fall off. If we help that pea from falling off the edge, then we'll all stay on and we'll all be okay. So rather than bitch about people, rather than vent at people, rather than shade and shame people, recognizing that it's probably something in ourselves anyway, within the tribe, and to always welcome them with open arms of trying to heal as a group. The Ho'oponopono prayer always starts with, I'm sorry. And when you say I'm sorry, you're saying it to yourself. You're saying it to the tribe. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to steal that loaf of bread. I did this when I was thinking and trying to resurrect and undo the work of that father who made me feel like an absolute moron. I apologize to him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you did that. I'm sorry I went through that, little child. And then you move over to forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me for that wrong. I am so sorry that that happened. I'm so sorry that your soul and my soul actually had to be that vile to each other and punish each other in that way. But please forgive me. And then, of course, you then move on to the emotion of love. I love you. I love you for showing me what I've learned about me. I love you for the journey that you've sent me on throughout my entire life. And I really love you unconditionally as another soul, because I know you are ultimately just a reflection of me anyway, guiding me and teaching me. And then at the end, of course, you say thank you, give gratitude. Thank you so much for teaching me this lesson. Thank you for enabling me to understand that, yeah, maybe people don't really understand what it's like for a young boy to dress up in a yellow dress. Well, I'll show the world what it's like to dress up in a yellow dress and a sparkly dress on the playa at Burning Man, and I'll have a ball. Thank you very much. So I really love the Ho'oponopono prayer. The final thing I want to do, the final thing, guys, really is the whole thing about joy. Joy, as we all know, is to be shared. Obviously, we can find joy on our own. We can walk a beach on our own, on a sunset, and see the nature and experience joy and have it in us to pivot from all those negative, lower vibrational emotions. But actually, it's so much better to share, isn't it? And I think, when you're sharing joy and you're gifting it and you're receiving it, all of our vibrations are rising, as I said. And I just want to can you put track 2 on, please, for me, darling? I want us all to share some moments of joy. We're going to take it in turns. We're going to stand up. I want you to shout me the most joyous thing that brings you joy. I want you to shout what you've done in your life that's joyous, or something in the future that might be even more joyous. So, take it away. Stand up one at a time. Tell me what you're joyous about. Rizzy loves dancing with his friends. Give him a round of applause. And I will say, I love dressing up in lemon meringue dresses and dancing in Ibiza. And I also love baked beans. They bring me joy. Anybody else joyous? Yes. Anybody else? Darren loves his fiancée and his naughty puppy. It brings him joy. Anybody else? Clark brings joy when he hears music. Anybody else? Okay, Faye, you love filming. Our cameraman loves filming. Fade to black, ladies and gentlemen. Fading to black. Oh, give him a round of applause, multitasking here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed my story. Thank you for listening. And yeah, if in doubt, just pivot to more joy, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Chris Fitchew. Thank you so much.
Hello, hello, welcome back, guys. How are we all doing? Hey! So, yes, thank you. Welcome back to the Festival of Awesomeness Talks. Tonight is talks about finding mental health tools and support to help us come back through after this lockdown. We've heard two very powerful talks from Charmaine and Chris. Thank you so much, guys, for those two powerful talks this evening. If you can, you might see a link on the live link or on the tables this evening to a charity called Papyrus Prevention of Young Suicides. This is a charity for people who may be having suicidal thoughts or know that someone who has and needs some support. So all the money that you donate tonight on the live link or this evening will go to their Hope line, and £5 will give enough money for someone to answer the phone or answer a text and hopefully save a life. So thank you for any donations that you give this evening or in the future. And now we come to our final speaker tonight. We have Lee Stewart with us. Lee Stewart is from my hometown of Coventry. He's come all the way from Coventry tonight to give us this talk. I didn't know Lee at school, but I got to know him a couple of years ago when I did an event for my brother called The Great Applause, where for my brother's 40th birthday, where we broke, well, we don't know yet. We're waiting for the Guinness Records to give a certificate, but fingers crossed. Lee came down and helped motivate 73 people to get through 2 hours and 5 minutes of clapping. It was an amazing feat. So, yes, Lee is a former Royal Marine Commando and Afghanistan war veteran. He is a qualified master coach and high performance coach, which he got from 2018. And he mentors others who wish to change their direction of their life and find a greater level of personal development, professional happiness, and fulfillment. We're so excited to have Lee Stewart with us this evening. Lee Stewart, thank you.
Thank you very much, Clark. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gents. First of all, I'd just like to say thanks very much for coming along, supporting the event this evening, listening to not only what I've got to say, but the other speakers as well. Massively appreciate it. All the people at home as well on the live stream, thank you for taking time out of your evening and listening to what I've got to say. And Clark, appreciate you asking me to come along. It's always very flattering and humbling when you get asked to do something like this, and I appreciate that as well. Just a brief introduction then, guys. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. As Clark mentioned, my name's Lee Stewart. I'm 44 years old. I'm from Coventry, up in the Midlands. I've got a partner, Holly. We're engaged. We've got two little girls, Lola, she's 5, and Esme Ray, she's 1 in a couple of weeks. Professionally, I've got a few things going on. I run a couple of fitness businesses. I run a physical boot camp type business. I run people around my local park, making them do press ups and run up and down hills and burpees and things like that. And believe it or not, they pay me to make them do things like that. I can't believe I can make a living like that. I also run an online platform called Rapid Fit. That's health. It's fitness, but it's also health, wellness, personal development. I do a lot of mental health. Give out a lot of mental health. I don't know how to describe it now. Mine's gone back. Support. Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah, thanks very much. Give out a lot of mental health support. And also, I'm a personal development coach. I try and help people take their lives to the next level, as they say, from where they are now to where they want to be. Okay. So, other than my 3 amazing girls, the main event of my life was my 11 years in the Royal Marines. I served for 11 years as a Royal Marines Commando, served in Afghanistan, all that kind of thing. And I served my 11 years in 2 stints. I joined in 1997 originally. I served for 5 years. I left for 3 years, served for another 6 years, and then left again. And that sort of brings me on to what I want to talk a little bit about tonight. It's sort of transitioning, how to transition your life from A to B, basically. I think at the moment, with everything that's gone on over the last year or so, a lot of people have had the opportunity to reflect on their lives, give things a lot of thought, think about where they are, where they're going. I think a lot of people, now things are starting to open up a little bit and things are starting to get back to normal. I think there's quite a lot of people, I know from the people that I speak to on my social media platforms, people don't want necessarily to be going back to what they were doing before. I think a lot of people don't want to go back to their old lives. I think a lot of people have started to realise they've got more to offer the world. There's more to life than working away in the daily 9 to 5 grind, just to pay your mortgage, pay your bills, etc. And excuse me. Sorry, folks. My mind's gone blank a little bit there. I do apologise. Yeah, basically, people are starting to look at their lives, think about where they are, where they're going, what they want to do, and transition into something else, basically. Okay, and I want to. Excuse me, folks. Excuse me. Yeah. My mind's just gone completely blank. I do apologise. Yeah, you with me? Everybody with me so far? Yeah, so basically, guys, thank you very much. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Basically, what I'm trying to say is a lot of people are thinking, I want to do something different with my life. I want to realise my full potential. I want to make the most of my life. I want to go off and see what I can achieve. And basically, what I wanted to do with my talk tonight is try and talk you through a bit of a framework, a bit of a process to use, because I've transitioned twice in my life. As I mentioned earlier on, I've left the Marines twice. The first time, like I said, I joined in 1997 originally. I served for 5 years. I didn't like what I was doing. I got disillusioned. I got pretty bored with it all, and I decided to leave. I was out for 3 years, and things went pretty drastically wrong. Pretty much everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. I ended up in a very dark place, sank into a very deep depression. And it got that bad, I came very, very close, unfortunately, to taking my own life. I transitioned the second time, luckily. So yeah, sorry, I'll start again. So basically, I left the Royal Marines the first time, ended up in a little bit of a dark place. Things got really bad, almost ended up taking my own life. Out of desperation more than anything else, I ended up rejoining the Royal Marines. I just didn't know what to do. I knew things were going to end very badly, so I went back in the Marines and served another 6 years. Unfortunately, that came to an end. I was out in Afghanistan. I was fighting out in Afghanistan, and I managed to get myself blown up by a rocket-propelled grenade. I got myself blown up. I was very, very fortunate, very lucky to walk away, but my hearing got damaged. So not too bad. I can get by. My hearing is okay. I can hold a conversation, but the main issue was that my hearing wasn't up to the level that it needed to be to stay in the Marines, so I had to leave again. So obviously that caused me quite a lot of consternation, because I just thought back to the first time that I'd left. I've thought back to how I'd ended up in this dark place, how I ended up almost wanting to take my own life, and now I was faced with the prospect of having to leave again. I was basically panicking. So I thought back to that time in my life, what went wrong the first time I left, why did everything go so badly wrong, and I applied the lessons that I'd learned the first time around to when I left the second time around, and things turned out very differently. As I've mentioned, the first time I left, I ended up in a real dark place. Second time I left, I managed to get 2 successful businesses going, develop a strong, passionate, romantic, exciting relationship, be a good dad to my 2 little girls, and function to the level that I'm at now. So anyway, I'll try and I'm waffling on a little bit now. I'm aware of that. So I'll try and get to the point. Okay, I'll try and get to the point. If any of you guys are sat here this evening, And if anything that I've said so far is if you've managed to understand anything that I'm going on about, if you sat there thinking to yourself, yeah, lockdown's coming to an end, we're moving out of lockdown, I want to actually go out and do something a little bit different with the rest of my life, I want to change the direction that I'm heading, then hopefully this framework will come in useful. Okay, so I'm going to start with mindset. Obviously that was the subject of tonight's talk, mindset. So the first thing that you need to do, if you want to transition your life from A to B, if you want to go from where you are now to where you really want to be, the first thing you need to do is have a look at your mindset. You need a different mindset. Okay, what you need to understand is that wherever you are in your life right now, okay, whether it's your business, your career, your relationship, your physical health, your mental health, wherever you are right now, it's been determined by your mindset, the way that you think. Okay, your personal belief system has brought you to exactly where you are today. As you're all sat here now, your mindset has determined every little aspect of your life. Okay, so it stands to reason that if you want to change your outcome, if you want to change the direction that your life is heading, then what you need to do, the first thing you need to do is change your mindset. You need to try and change the way that you think. You need to look at your personal belief system, see or decide whether it's serving you or not, and if it isn't, then you need to start making a few changes to the way that you think. Okay, there's a little bit more to it. It's not as easy as it sounds. So I'm going to try and give you a few. I'm share some experiences. Okay, the benefit of my experience from coaching people in this subject, and just try and point out some of the first major mindset blocks. Okay, that stop people making progress in their life. Okay. So the first thing you need to understand is that if you want to make a change, okay, a lot of you guys, a lot of people who are thinking like this, a lot of people who do want to change the direction of their life, they are normally very intelligent people, emotionally aware people, creative people, hard-working, nice people, and they're sat there thinking to themselves, right, I'm intelligent, I'm creative, I'm hard-working, I'm a good person, I've got people skills, I've got all the qualifications that I need. Something fantastic is going to happen to me one day. One day, an opportunity is going to present itself to me, and everything's going to be okay. Okay, and it's that way of thinking that keeps people stuck. Okay, it doesn't work. What you need to do is, there's two ways the direction of your life changes. An amazing opportunity presents itself. You might win the lottery. You might be singing in the shower. Simon Cowell walks past your house, hears you singing, walks and knocks on your door and asks you to sign to his record label. You might be on LinkedIn one day, and the chief executive of the company that you dream about working for might inbox you and say, will you come and do your dream job at my company? Do you see what I'm trying to say? Intelligent, creative, hard-working people sit and they wait for something good to happen to them because they think they deserve it, and they do deserve it, but that's not good enough, okay? It doesn't work like that. What you need to do is start creating your own luck. You need to understand that if you want to change the direction of your life, your mindset needs to be, instead of thinking something good's going to happen to me any day now, your mindset needs to be, I need to go out into this world and make something happen. I need to create opportunities for myself. I need to make my own luck. As soon as your mindset changes from one to the other, from sitting and waiting to going out and making your own luck, that is when things start to change. Okay, it's down to you to start taking some drastic actions, big, massive actions, getting some courage, getting some confidence, generating some energy, going out into the big wide world and making things happen for yourself. Okay, that's the first mindset shift that needs to happen. Okay. Secondly, another massively beneficial mindset shift is thinking about what motivates you. Why are you doing the things that you do? A reason why people get stuck in a rut, end up doing something that they don't particularly like. And before I go on, there's a reason why a lot of what I do is based around what people do professionally, what they do for a living. Okay, the way I see things is that if you're getting up and going out every day for 8, 10, 12, sometimes more hours every single day to do something that you don't particularly want to do, something that you don't enjoy, something that doesn't excite you, something that gives you no sense of purpose, then it doesn't matter to an extent what is going on in the rest of your life. Okay, you're going to find it very, very difficult to be happy if you're spending, say, 8 to 12 hours per day doing something you don't particularly want to do. It's going to be very, very difficult to find a level of happiness, joy, as Chris was saying. I think it's very difficult to be joyful if you don't like what you do most of your time. If you think about it, we spend most of our time at work. And if we don't enjoy our work, I think we're going to struggle to find that level of happiness and joy that we all strive for at the end of the day. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, yeah, and that's why, again, just to jump back again, what you do for a living, the way you spend your day, okay, I call it your domino, okay, as a knock-on effect on all other aspects of your life. I think what you're doing all day, every day is going to be reflected in your relationship. If you're coming home depressed or stressed out every evening, obviously that's going to affect your relationship. It's going to affect your physical health because it's going to affect your food choices. It's going to affect your decision on whether or not you do any exercise. It's going to affect your mental health if you're stressed out, if you don't know what you're doing, if you've got no sense of optimism, if you look forward to the next 20, 30 years of your life, and all you can see is another 20 or 30 years of doing something that you don't want to be doing. Again, that's not good for your mental health. It's going to affect your positive relationships with your wider circle of family and friends. Okay, so that's why a lot of what I talk about is to do with your career or your business, whatever you do to make a living. Okay, so another mindset change that needs to happen, a mindset that keeps people stuck, is their motivator. What is it that's motivating them to do what they do? The big problem the big mistake that most people make is that they follow the money, basically. What most people do is they finish their education, whether that's school or university, and what they do is they look at the qualifications that they've ended up with, and they think to themselves, right, what can I do with those qualifications? What can I do that's going to pay me the most money? What money can I get with those qualifications? What job can I do that's going to be the most well paid? Okay. The reason we think that is because we've been bombarded with media from a very young age. We're bombarded with media telling us that if we want to be happy, we need to live in a certain house, we need to live in a certain area, we need to wear certain clothes, we need to drive a certain car, we need to have a certain kind of watch. So we think the money is going to make us happy, because that's what we're all striving for at the end of the day, is happiness. It's not money, it's happiness, but people think it's money. They think the money will make them happy, but it's not. If you're getting up and going to do something that you don't like all day, every day, to make the money, you're not going to be happy. I say, okay, so that's the mindset shift that needs to change. You need to stop chasing the money, stop chasing status, stop chasing... a lot of people want to impress their parents, want to make their parents proud of them, or perhaps they want to do something that they will think will impress potential sexual partners, impress girls, impress boys, whatever it is they're into. And there's all these motivators, these are all the reasons why people choose to do certain professions: money, making the parents proud, status, sexual partners. That's why people, or a lot of people, make the decision to do whatever it is they end up doing. Once they've done that, they get a mortgage, they get a car, they get all the nice clothes that they think will make them happy. Before they know it, they've got a mortgage, they've got car finance, they've got credit card bills, and then they are stuck where they are, having to do the thing that they've chosen to do because they are not in a financial position to start pursuing what they really want to do. Okay, so that would be my next recommended mindset shift. Pursue what's going to make you happy. Okay, not many people, when I was at school, certainly the careers officer didn't say to me, what is it that you think will make you happy? What is it that's going to make you excited to get up out of bed every morning and go and do your job? What is it that you're just going to just fucking love doing? And nobody, or not many people I know, think about that when they're choosing what to do for themselves or with themselves, with their lives. They don't give enough thought to what it's actually going to be like day to day, getting up out of bed and going and doing that job. Okay, so make that your motivator, making yourself happy. Okay, because this is the thing. If you do what you love doing, something that excites you, something that lights you up, you will put everything that you've got into it. You'll just eat, sleep, breathe it. Like Charmaine, you could probably, I spoke to Charmaine briefly before I came up. I could just see that she just loved her fitness. All right, that's just what she's into. That's her thing, and everybody's got their thing. And if you go into that, like I say, you put everything into it, you will excel in it, and excellence gets rewarded. So if you do want the financial rewards, the material things, if you want the flash car, the nice house, then there's people that study these things, okay, and it's been proven, it's been shown that the people who rise to the very top of their professions are passionate about what they're doing. There's too many people trying to be good at something that they don't love. And if you're trying to be good at something that you don't love, you'll always get outperformed by somebody who does love what they're doing. And you'll never rise to that level that you want to get to. Hope that makes sense. Thank you very much. Starting to go a little bit better now. I'm starting to get a bit more confidence. I'm a bit of a flow. Thank you. So yeah, that's the next mindset shift that needs to change. Okay, if you want to rise to that level that you want to get to, pursue whatever it is that lights you up. Okay, that will take you to the top. Okay, not trying to be good at something that you don't love. Okay, the third and final mindset shift for now is to understand what you're truly capable of. I know it's a little bit of a cheesy saying that you've probably heard your parents say, heard your teachers say, that you can achieve anything that you set your mind to, but it really is true. You really can't achieve anything that you set your mind to, as long as you're not delusional. Okay, there's a fine line between setting a big and scary, massive goal, which I'm a massive believer in, setting goals that are as big and massive and scary as possible, bordering on delusional, but not quite crossing the line. I can almost guarantee that there's nobody in this room, I include myself in that statement, who is achieving anywhere near the full potential. Okay, even if I got you guys to sit down and think about it for a few minutes and write down what you thought you were capable of, if you've really applied yourself, well, what could you achieve? I can almost guarantee again that you probably still wouldn't be anywhere near. Self-limiting beliefs, glass ceilings, whatever you want to call them. It's just so important to understand that the world really is your oyster, and it's true what they say. It's the only limitations that we have on ourselves are the ones that we impose on ourselves. And all I say to anybody sat there daydreaming or with some dream or aspiration they think is crazy, it's not crazy. If you wanted to do it and you applied the required amount of time and energy and determination and perseverance, you could get there. I could reel off story after story after story of people who are hugely successful, who started off obviously just as normal people, and they've just had a dream, they've had an ambition, a desire to be something, and they've just worked and worked and worked and worked, and eventually they've got to where they want to be. And what I say to people oftentimes is that there's somebody somewhere living your dream life. Okay, there's somebody somewhere who is living your dream, and there's no difference between them and you. They're no more intelligent than you. They're no more creative, no more hardworking or anything else. The only difference between them and you is that they have decided to chase that dream, and you haven't. You're just sat doing what you're doing, and for various reasons I'll come on to shortly, you're not pursuing that dream because it's your own self-imposed limitations that are blocking you from doing it. And that's that. Okay, that's your mindset. The three mindset shifts that you need to make. Okay, so once you've changed your mindset, okay, what you need to do is establish, as I said a moment ago, you need to establish your passion. What is it that you're passionate about? I think we all saw a demonstration earlier on of what Charmaine's passion is. She's just passionate about fitness classes. Okay, and we were talking again earlier on before I came up, and you all probably noticed Charmaine's energy change as soon as she came up here and she started talking about her fitness classes. Her energy changed. I sat down there with her earlier on speaking, and she just came across, and I don't mean that in a bad way, you know, regular, you know, quiet, reserved type person. As soon as you came up here, you're a different person to the person I was speaking to down there. And it's a good example, really, because that's when I'm coaching people and I'm trying to establish their passion. A good little scenario that I give to them is I try and ask them to imagine the last time they were at a party that they didn't really want to be at. Okay, we've all been there. We've all been dragged along to our partner's works Christmas do, or somebody's wedding that we don't really know very well, and we just stood there. Everybody knows each other. We don't know anybody And we're looking at our watch thinking, how can I sneak out of here? Is it too early to do a sly one? And I'm hoping you can resonate with this, Lou. It's happened to me several times over the years. I've been at one of these occasions. I don't really want to be there. I'm thinking about going home, and I've somehow got chatting to somebody, and it's turned out we've got a common interest. I'll tell you what mine is. I'm into fishing, all right? I'm into carp fishing. I like catching great big carp. And I've been at a few occasions before, like I say, can't wait to get out of there. I bumped into somebody who it turns out is also into carp fishing. Next thing I know, it's the best party in the world because I've got somebody to chat to about carp fishing. I'm going to the bar, I'm getting the beers in, I'm going back, and I spend another 2 or 3 hours chatting away to this guy, chatting everything to do with carp fishing. It just changes my energy. It gets me excited if I'm tired, if I'm down, if I'm a bit stressed out. But I start talking about carp fishing, my energy changes straight away. Charmaine's energy changed as soon as she started talking about her fitness. There'll be something, everybody sat in the room tonight has got something that changes their energy. What is it that makes you go to bed at night feeling like a kid at Christmas, excited? What is it that wakes you up in the morning because you know you're going to go and do it? What is it? Okay? If you want to reach, if you want to change your life, if you want to realise your full potential, if you want to do extraordinary things, if you want to go from living an ordinary life to an extraordinary life, get in to whatever it is that changes your energy. Okay? Get up out of bed excited every day to go and do whatever it is that you're going to go and do. Okay? Now, there's an alternative. Purpose. Get yourself a sense of purpose. Everybody works hard. Is there anybody here who thinks that they don't work hard? To get by and to pay your bills, to pay your rent, to pay your mortgage, to buy food, you need to work hard, don't you? At the end of the day, it's simple as that. We're all grafting away. Most of us anyway, probably I expect. Okay, so we're working away. Now, the big difference between somebody that's got a sense of purpose and somebody that hasn't is that the person who hasn't got a sense of purpose is working hard for no obvious reason. They're paying the bills, they're paying the mortgage, they're buying food, but other than that, they're thinking to themselves, there's got to be more to life than this. What am I doing? There's no, I know it sounds a bit deep, but you start to think, if you've got no sense of purpose, you think to yourself, I've got no reason to be living. My life is almost sort of pointless to an extent because I'm just getting up every day, going to work, paying my bills, paying my mortgage, and that's it. It's one of the reasons why I ended up in a very, very dark place when I left the Marines, because when I was in the Marines, I felt like, rightly or wrongly, I felt that I was defending my country. I was defending Queen and country. I was protecting the public from potential terrorist attacks around Afghanistan, fighting against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda and all these kinds of people. I felt like I was doing something, okay? Whereas when I left, I completely lost that sense of purpose. Even though I had a decent job, I was well paid, I had plenty of money, I had a nice car, I had clothes, watches, everything else. I had no sense of purpose, I had no reason. That was the thought processes that I had. I had no reason to be alive. I wasn't doing anything with my life. I was 25 years old, and all I could think, I thought, what am I going to do for the next 50 years? Is this what life's all about? Going to work every day, paying your mortgage and your bills. So that's why one of the reasons I knew that I had to get back in the Marines, because I needed that sense of purpose. And that's why when I left the second time, I went into the fitness business, as Charmaine alluded to. It's just an amazing feeling. At my boot camp, I help people who've been overweight and unfit their whole life get fit, lose loads of weight. The Rapid Fit platform helps people with their mental health, helps people with their personal development, helps them follow their dreams and aspirations. And I think Chris mentioned it as well. You get messages from people all over the world saying, this has completely transformed my life. This has helped me so much. I can't believe it. And that gives me the sense of purpose. And it doesn't matter what the money is. Again, I don't mind me keep referring to you, Charmaine, but you do it whether you're getting paid for it or not. It's just what you do because you love doing it. Honestly, if I won the lottery on Saturday night and won 10 million quid, my life wouldn't change that much. I'd carry on doing what I'm doing, and it's another good way of trying to describe it to somebody or trying to get them to figure out what their thing is. ask people to imagine if they did win the lottery, what would you do? And everyone says, I wouldn't do anything. I'd watch the telly. I'd go on holiday, and I wouldn't do anything. But what you need to understand is that that probably is exactly what you would do for a few months, maybe 6 months, a year. But sooner or later, you'd get bored, and you'd have all this money. Hopefully, you wouldn't blow all of it. You'd have all this money, and you'd have the time to do something, whatever it is that you wanted. And so it'd be a great little exercise for you all to do. When you get a minute, do it now as you sat there. If you win the lottery, once the novelty had worn off, you'd been on your holidays, you'd bought your sports cars, you'd bought all your clothes, you'd done everything that you wanted to do, what is it you would do then? Okay, because whatever that thing is what you should be doing now. Okay, that thing is what you should be doing now. It's as simple as that. Okay, so just a quick recap. Let's wait for the train to go by. Change your mindset, make the 3 mind shifts that I was talking about. Figure out your passion, figure out your purpose, okay? Next thing you need to do is get clarity on exactly what it is that you want to do. And when I say clarity, it needs to be crystal clear, absolutely crystal clear on your goal, okay? Your objective, your ambition, okay? Again, this isn't all just my opinions, it's all backed up by psychologists and performance coaches and people who are a lot cleverer than me, okay? So basically you get crystal clear clarity. You write it out, write exactly what it is that you want to do. For example, say if you've always dreamt of opening your own coffee shop, instead of just thinking to yourself one day, yeah, I'd like to open a coffee shop, what you do, you get your journal out, you get a notepad and pen out, and you write down exactly what this coffee shop is going to look like. Where is it going to be? How big is it going to be? What's the decor going to be like? How many people are going to work there? What sort of coffee is it you're going to serve? Are you going to serve food? If you're going to serve food, what sort of food is it you're going to serve? Is there going to be music playing in the background? If there is, what sort of music is it going to be? You go into as much detail as you possibly can on what exactly it is that you want, okay? If you do that, what happens then is you set your subconscious to work. Your subconscious mind will start working, okay? Your subconscious mind is something like 60,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind. So at the moment, if I said to you, you know, what's your goal? And you said, I'd love to own a coffee shop one day. And I said to you, why haven't you done it already? You'd start coming out with reasons. Oh, I don't have the money. It's too expensive. I don't have the time. I wouldn't know what to do. You'd start reeling off a list of reasons why it would be impossible for you to one day open up your own coffee shop. Whereas if you've got this clear and vivid picture in your mind's eye of what you want it to look like, and you read through that every morning, you read through it every evening, okay, like I say, it sets your subconscious to work, and your subconscious mind will start to figure out ways around all these obstacles that are currently standing in your way. It will become the centre of your focus, the centre of your attention. You'll wake up in the night thinking about it. You'll be in the shower, you'll be commuting to work, you'll be doing whatever it is that you're doing. You'll be even in a room full of people, you'll be at a social occasion, there'll be people talking to you, and you're pretending to listen, and you're sort of semi-engaged in the conversation, but your mind will be working on ways around all of these obstacles to enable you to achieve your goal of one day opening your own coffee shop. And this applies to literally anything. If you set your mind to something, get a clear and vivid picture in your mind's eye of what you want, your subconscious will figure out a way of doing it. Well, that might sound a little bit strange, but trust me, it works. Okay? So, we've shifted our mindset, we've figured out our passion, we've figured out a purpose, we've got a clear and vivid picture of exactly what it is that we want. The next thing we need to do is generate a little bit of energy, a little bit of extra energy that we can use to start pursuing us, to start propelling us towards our goals, okay? If you think about it, obviously current circumstances are a little bit different, but under normal circumstances, I think most people would agree that come 5:30 on a Friday evening, after a long week grafting, most people are pretty bollocks, don't they? They're pretty knackered, tank's empty, they're looking forward to getting home and basically chilling out for the weekend. So it stands to reason that if you're going to start pursuing your goals, you're going to have to take on more. Agreed? So if you're going to have to take on more, there's got to be some extra energy comes from somewhere. Otherwise, it doesn't happen, does it? It's impossible for it to happen. It's like having a 500-mile road trip to do and you put £10 worth of petrol in your car. You're not going to get to where you want to be because you just haven't got the fuel to get there. And it's exactly the same with your physical, mental and emotional energy. If you want to achieve something big, if you want to change the direction of your life, if you want to realise your potential, achieve your goals, you need to generate some more energy. Okay, very quickly, the ways to generate energy, exercise. Okay, you got to exercise every day, and that might horrify some people, the thought of exercising every day, but you haven't got to do one of Charmaine's body blitz workouts. You haven't got to do one of my boot camp workouts. You haven't got to go to the gym for 2 hours. Just doing something as simple as going for a 30-minute brisk walk will generate some energy. It will release some endorphins, some serotonin, some oxytocins. Okay, you'll release some feel-good hormones, and you'll help control your stress levels. Okay, you must do some exercise. Remove sugars and refined carbohydrates from your diet. This isn't about weight loss. You will lose weight if you do that, but removing sugars and refined carbohydrates will give you more energy. You'll stop feeling sleepy and lethargic all afternoon. Okay, if you currently feel sleepy and lethargic all afternoon, stop eating a sandwich at lunchtime or a jacket potato or a bowl of pasta or rice. Seriously, it works. Okay, what you're doing if you eat sugars or refined carbohydrates, you're spiking your blood sugar levels. Okay, your body releases insulin. Your blood sugar levels will then crash, and you'll crash with them, and you'll start feeling sleepy and lethargic. Okay, you need to generate a bit of energy. You need to be more productive. So when you get home, instead of feeling knackered, wiped out, you can then spend the hours working on whatever it is that you really want to be doing with your life. There's a saying that I like: if you don't like your 9 to 5, change what you're doing from 5 to 9. Okay, and you need the energy to do it. Okay, drink lots of water, 3 litres of water a day. Go to bed early. I stop staying up late watching shit on the telly. Meditate, increases your mental and emotional bandwidth. Okay, basically what you need to do, you need to get clear on your goal and then stack the odds in your favour of achieving your goal. What most people do is, most people don't have a clear goal to start with. They're just drifting through life hoping for the best. But then the people who do set the goals aren't stacking the odds in their favour. In fact, what most people do is stack the odds against themselves by setting themselves a big goal, a big ambition, but then not living the lifestyle that is going to take them to that goal. Spending too much time watching shit on the telly, going to the pub, drinking, etc., etc. And you might be thinking, oh, fucking hell, boring bloke here. But it's true. I've changed my life. I left the Marines. I was a typical lad's lad. Loved going down the pub, watching the football, spending all Sunday afternoon drinking and watching the football, basically. Wouldn't get anything done till Wednesday. I wouldn't. Been out for a few beers Saturday night as well, maybe. By Wednesday, I'd get a bit of energy back, do a couple of days' work. By Friday, the old Friday feeling would kick in. And, I'd probably have 2 or 3 productive days per week if I was lucky, which isn't enough to take you towards your goal. Okay, it's what you're prepared to sacrifice to build the life that you want. Are you prepared to sacrifice? In my case, going to the pub and watching the football and spending all Sunday afternoon drinking. Yes, I was, and it's changed my life because I was prepared to make those sacrifices to save my energy to work towards what I really wanted to be doing with my life. And again, if you don't like what you're doing now, if you don't want to go back to it after lockdown, you need to decide to yourself, right, what am I want a different life. Am I prepared to pay the price? Am I prepared to sacrifice some of the things that I like doing for a few years maybe to get my life from where it is now to where I actually want to be? Okay, so you need to generate some energy. The next thing you need to do is be aware of the fact that you are a product of your environment. Okay, you need to look at the circle, the people that you're hanging around with. Okay, they say you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around with. Are you hanging around with people who are driving you towards your goals? Okay, if you're hanging around with people who do nothing but go to the pub and watch the telly and sit and watch box sets and basically arse around, then that is normally what you're going to end up doing with your life. Okay, if you want to do something different, if you want to move from the ordinary to extraordinary, you need to start spending some time with some extraordinary people. Whether that's whether that's in real life or online. There's lots of online communities now. Even if you're just reading books, watching YouTube videos, you need to start exposing yourself to like-minded people who no longer want to work the 9 to 5, come home, watch the telly, spend the weekend in the pub. If that's not what you want to do with your life anymore, you need to stop hanging around or spending as much time with people who do that, and start spending more time with people who want to do more. Okay, and it really is as simple as that. Okay, once you've done all this, okay, I'm getting there now, guys. Bear with me, I'm getting there. Okay, so we've made our mindset shifts. We've discovered what we're passionate about, something that gives us a sense of purpose. We've generated some energy. We've changed our circle. Okay, we need to start executing. We need to start actually taking the actions necessary that are going to move us to where we want to be, to our goal. Okay. Well, bear with me a second. I forgot, the train's made me forget what I was going to say. Yeah, execution actions. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Lenny. Appreciate that. Okay. So what stops people taking action is fear. Okay. People, they get a plan. They're feeling all motivated. They've generated some energy, but then the time might come where if you've got this coffee shop dream, where you need to start sinking your life savings into buying or putting a deposit down on a premises, or buying all the kit that you need, the tables, the chairs. I've heard coffee machines cost a lot of money, and it's that moment, that stepping over the precipice, where people stop. Okay, it's fear. It's fear of failure. It's fear of judgment. People are scared. You know, some people I've coached, some people I've worked with, they've, for example, off the top of my head, one guy was a lawyer. Okay, he was a corporate lawyer. He was on about 150k a year. He just didn't want to do it anymore. He wanted to go and do something else, and he was just scared to death. One of his obstacles, one of his fears, was everyone, basically his parents, his friends, his family, his siblings, thinking that he was absolutely nuts for wanting to quit a 150 grand a year job and go and do what he actually really wanted to do. People fear the judgment. Okay, you see fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the process. People are scared that they don't think they'll be able to do it. They think, oh my God, you know, can I undertake this? If I try and open my own coffee shop, will I be able to do it? Will it be beyond my capabilities? And people are scared of the outcome. They think to themselves, right, I might put all this time, money, energy and effort into opening my own coffee shop, but I might not like it. And it's all these sorts of thought processes that go through people's heads. And these thoughts, they generate feelings of fear, and then that stops people from pursuing things like what they actually want to pursue. Okay, so people say to me, how do you get around this fear? So what you need to do is basically connect to a fear, a bigger fear that is scarier than the original fears that are holding you back. Okay, so like I said, you've got the fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the process, fear of the outcome. What is it that is even more scary than those things? What is it that's going to motivate you to get started, start moving you forward? And the answer is basically the fear of regret. It's looking forward to your life, looking forward to when you're 90 years old, you're nearing the end of your life, and you look back on your life and you think about all these dreams and aspirations that you had, all these things that you really wanted to do with your life, and you never did them because you were scared of failing, or you would be scared of what people would think, or you were scared that you wouldn't like it if you did it. You'll be fucking kicking yourself if you get to 90 years old and you've never even attempted to realise your full potential. There's a guy that I follow called Jim Rohn, and he said, if you think trying is scary, wait until they hand you the bill for not trying. And that really resonated with me. And one thing I'm scared to death of is getting to 90 years old, looking back on my life, having all these dreams and ambitions that I knew that I didn't follow. You go to any old people's home and you look around in there, and they all look pretty miserable. Every old people's home that I've ever been in my life full of miserable-looking people, and people assume it's because they're lonely or their grandchildren haven't come to visit them recently or they're bored or something like that. And yeah, that might be a little bit of it, but I can promise you that one of the main reasons is that all these old people are looking back on their life and they're just thinking, shit, I'm near the end of my life, I've not got long left, and basically I've wasted it. I had all these dreams and ambitions that I did not pursue for no valid reason, really. Just silly fears, lack of energy, and the wrong mindset is what it boils down to. Okay? I'm going to wind it up there. That's it. I think I'm going to quit while I'm sort of almost ahead and call it a night. But thanks very much. Hope you managed to decipher some of that and found it useful in some way.
Thank you, Lee Stewart. Thank you very much. So that comes to the end of our talks this evening for the Festival of Awesomeness. As again, tonight we are here to raise money for Papyrus Prevention of Young Suicides and give some information on help and support on mindset as we come back out of the lockdown. So if you can donate this evening, please do donate in the link just above the video link or on your QR code on the table. I would also now just like to give an amazing thank you to all our speakers. We are in the middle of London, and it is live, and there's trains, there's a bright light, there's wind, there's rain, and the guys did an amazing job this evening. Charmaine with Be Confident, Be Proud, Be You. What an amazing talk. Chris talking about how to get more love and more harmony and more joy into their life. Thank you for your story as well. And Lee with an amazing amount of information for personal coaching and mindset. Thank you so much, all you guys. And thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight and sharing this with us. And thank you, everyone that came online. I'm now going to hand you over to Stephen. Yes. I didn't tell him, I didn't brief him, or did I? I don't know, I can't remember. I've briefed him so many times. Yeah, we're going to hand you over to Stephen now for a final song. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for coming out this evening. And I'll see you next week for Finding Your Balance with 3 more speakers in the 3rd series and the final series of the Festival of Awesomeness talk. So thank you, everybody, and see you next week.
Thank you very much. One, two. You're all good? All right, lads. What an evening. I learned loads. I don't know about you. I got some things that change in my mindset, I reckon. Anyway, my name's been Stephen Springall. You can find me on Instagram and all those things. This is my debut single that is up on Spotify and all those other places. It's called Midas Touch, and it's about getting over some of that stuff I was feeling in lockdown, being very stuck in the same place, and I wasn't achieving anything, and everything was kind of the same. And yeah, I wrote this tune while I was in that place, and I kind of put into perspective that it doesn't stay that way. It moves on and it gets better. And if we change our mindset, we can get things done. So this tune's called Midas Touch. This isn't what we were looking forward to, and the bottom always seems to drop out of these plans I try to make. Days that used to pass just in a blur, held up next to you, but now I try my best to make the hours ache less than they do. But they tell us we're blessed by a Midas touch. But too much of anything is just enough, I guess. They insist that we're blessed, but too much of anything is worthless. At a time when I meant every single word I said, but now I'm caught up in these mind games, trying to get ahead. Now we're so broken, man, we can't see past the red and to the aim that we've made of this bed. It's a lot to be desired. It's born at that wire. This feeling of unease. This isn't what you pleaded for, and you cut your days short. Away down, but what you should have been chasing. But they tell us we're blessed by a Midas touch. Too much of anything is just enough, I guess. There's never been but too much of anything is worthless, I guess. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you very much. And for everyone on the live link, we are now going to hand over to Estonia to see Tommy Dankwa. That's the other half of the Man Up Mental Health podcast. He's going to do a hashtag 365 great 24. Sorry, hashtag 365. I always do this. Hashtag 365 good 24. Oh, 365 great 24/7 good. Hey! I'm sorry, Tommy. I did it every time. But over to Tommy Dankwa in Estonia. Get over even, guys. I've lost my voice. See you later, guys.
Hello again. It is wonderful to see you all. I'm back. My name's Tommy Dankwa. I am one half of the Man Up Men's Mental Health podcast, and I am here to just close the show in style. Maybe not in style, but I'm here to close the show. What an amazing second week. Clark, Stevens, you are amazing. So a big shout out to you and your team from the Festival of Awesomeness. From me to you, really well done. I've thoroughly enjoyed today's events. It's been great. The speakers have been on point. The music's been fantastic. And just the whole idea, the whole finding your mindset theme has been great. So I hope that you are all in the midst or in the process of finding your awesomeness, because I know that I am. I really do feel like I feel inspired by everything that's happened. So I feel really inspired. So well done and thank you. A big shout out to the Colour Factory for hosting the event. We couldn't be doing this without you. So yeah, gratitude, full gratitude, and to everyone who showed up and everyone who's there and enjoying a pint. Well done. It's Tuesday the 4th of May, or May the 4th. No, that came out wrong. I meant to say May the 4th be with you. It's Star Wars Day, innit? I ruined that one. Had one job, Tommy, and you fluffed it. Yes, it is May the 4th. It is Star Wars Day, but that's not why I'm here. And it's not what I'm here to talk to you about at all. Before I get on to why I'm here, I need to give a shout out to all the amazing speakers today. I've written them down so that I don't mispronounce the names, because I did that last week and it was a bit embarrassing. So please excuse me while I say Lee Stewart, big up yourself. Chris Finchen, amazing. Charmaine Fearon, lovely, lovely, lovely. And of course, music by Stephen Springhall. Thank you very much for blessing us with your talents, blessing us with your time, and just, you know, really inspiring all of us. I think we all feel like we've learned something from these talks today. So that's really, really good. Have got a request though, and Clark, if you can put this together, I'd be very, very grateful. All the musicians that you're getting to perform during these events, you need to get them all together and they need to do a song, and they need to call this song Wipe the Mic, because I'm loving it, watching it from out here. Every time you switch over, wiping the mic. So make it happen. Can we do that? I think so. I think there's a demand for it, mate. There's a demand for it. Okay, so here I am, week number 2. Last week, for those of you that were not here, or those of you that have not seen me before, my name is Tommy Dankwa. I am one half of Man Up Men's Mental Health podcast, along with the wonderful Andy Richardson, who is providing the recordings and all the tech and all that, you know, the smart stuff that's going on behind the scenes that I don't get involved in. He's taking care of all of that. And we host a podcast called Man Up Men's Mental Health. For those of you that don't know it, www.manupuk.com, and you can find our podcast there, and, you know, a lot of interesting stuff. And the idea behind it is that we get together a group of men and we interview them each week, and we find, you know, the idea is to get men talking about their mental health and to share their stories, their victories, their journeys, in order to get other men talking about it. So we're very passionate about that, and it's something that, you know, we've both struggled with our own mental health over, you know, from periods of time, and we're just really keen to make sure that no one else does so. So check us out. We're really good, and I think you're going to enjoy that. But once again, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about something completely different, and that is called 365 Good, 24/7 Great. Now, as I just mentioned, I struggled with my mental health, but over time I recovered, and I found many things that really, really helped me to feel good, and not just feel good, but to feel great. And what I did is I put them all together into a challenge, and I challenge people every day to do something good in order to feel great. Now, for example, have you ever done a good deed? Chances are, yes, you have. How did it make you feel? You felt good, didn't you? You probably felt great. So exactly that. Imagine doing a good deed every day. Not really feasible. I mean, you can have a go at it, but it's not always feasible and it's not always easy. So there's a few things that made me feel really good, and I put them all on this little wheel here called the Spinner of Greatness, aka Big Bertha. Now, imagine I might get you to do something that's good fun. I don't know. Something that's good for you, something selfish, guilt-free, something good for your mental health. Why the hell not? Or physical health. Good deeds, good for the environment. So the thing is, the idea is that we do something good every day in order to help ourselves to feel great. Now, that's what I'm here to talk about. Now, I've been doing this out in Estonia, helping the students during lockdown, because same way in England, they've all been struggling, and it's been a real sort of effort for everyone to maintain these positive levels and stuff like that. So I've been doing it out here, and it's been exclusively to Estonia, but I am going to bring it back, and I'm going to be sharing more and more videos for everyone to get involved in. So you can find me on any of the channels. Just type in 365 Good 24/7 Great. That's on YouTube, Instagram and Facebook, and you'll find me there doing some challenges. Now, Clark has asked me to give this a spin and to try to inspire you with a challenge. Now, last week, for those of you that were not here, it landed on good physical health. So I challenged you to do something good for your physical health, and it wasn't just about exercising, being, you know, a real machine or militant. It was about, you know, watching, you know, your intake. What are you sort of drinking? Are you getting enough water? Are you getting enough sleep? Because there's so many more ways to look after your physical health than just hitting a treadmill and running, okay? So the idea is to be aware of it, but do something good every day to help you to feel great. And it's available to all of us doing something small every day, okay? So did any of you do the challenge last week? If so, please let me know on any of the channels, or let Clark know so that the message can get back to me. And if you didn't, now is the perfect chance to have a go, all right? So, without further ado, I'm going to give it another spin. Big Bertha's ready, I'm ready, I know you guys are ready. We're all in the mindset of like finding our awesomeness. So let's give Big Bertha a spin, and let's crack on, and let's add a bit more to the pot. All right, are you ready? Yes? All right, I'm ready as well. Let's rock and roll. 3, 2, 1, and... Oh, that was not a bad spin, was it? That was not a bad spin, and we have landed on. Good fun. Yes. Now, all right, this is amazing, and I love this one because, you know, good fun, it can be whatever it means to you. It can be whatever it means to you. Do you like movies? Do a movie marathon or something like this? Do you like going out and drinking? Have a few beers. You can socialise a bit now, so have a few drinks for your mates. Do you like, I don't know, whatever it is that's fun for you, it's your turn to do it. And you can bank it. You haven't got to do it tonight because the night is, it's getting on. But you can bank this one and try and do something this week that is really, really good fun. Now, whenever good fun rocks up, I always like to do this one because it works for me, and it really does. It makes me feel amazing from, like, you know, it goes back to what was said last week about movement, okay? So, good fun for me, and it's something I love, is dancing like no one is watching. Now, you'll hear me say this. If you've ever seen the challenge, you'll hear me say it before. But here's why. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You get to listen to your favourite music. And music, you know, it gets your body moving. There's a bit of exercise in there as well if you're dancing. And ultimately, you get to be silly without anyone watching and just enjoy yourself. So, dance like no one is watching. Find your favourite tune, whack it up loud, have a wicked dance around in your front room, and just enjoy yourself, all right? And that is the challenge today. You haven't got to do it today, but you've got a whole week to do it. But trust me, it's really, really going to help you to feel great, all right? So that really is it from me. Challenge has been set. Over to you. Please feel free to send me any videos of you doing it that I can share on my social media packages if you feel brave enough. But if not, it's for you, and it's for you alone. Now remember, guys, if you're not 365ing, you're not thriving. I want you to have an amazing week. Thank you again, Clark, and everyone that put on these amazing events. We'll see you next week for the final one. Really looking forward to it. Have an amazing, amazing week. Enjoy yourself, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.